We are still going to have more work on ecology by still looking at more questions in this area. Question 1. A pyramid of numbers can be defined as A. The arrangement of organisms according to their habitats. B. The numerical relationship of a food chain. C. The number of plants and animals in a population. D. The total number of a species in a community. If you understand the pyramid of number, you'll be able to pick the question. The pyramid of number is something you represent like this: wide base and narrow top, representing age group, the producer, represented by green plants. Then we'll have the herbivores, the primary consumer. Then we'll have the carnivores, the secondary consumer. Then we'll have the tertiary consumer, the bigger carnivores. And then we'll have the quaternary consumer. So in a food chain, we have plants, let's say grasshopper here, we have lizard here, we have snake here, we have hawk here. You can see that the producers are more, larger in number than the primary consumer. And when you compare the size of primary consumer to the size of secondary consumer, the primary consumer's number is more than that secondary consumer, on and on until you get to the tip where the number becomes so reduced. And we call this one pyramid of number. Pyramid of number. Instead of the number or population of each group, if you put the energy available, it becomes pyramid of energy, and so on. Now let's come to our question. A pyramid of numbers can be defined as the arrangement of organisms according to their habitat. It doesn't conform with this explanation. B. The numerical relationship of a food chain. I think that answers the question. So our answer is option B. Numerical relationship of the food chain. Question 2. Plants that can survive in places where the soil is salty are A. Xerophytes, B. Hydrophytes, C. Halophytes, and D. Mesophytes. The options here are just classification of plants according to their habitats where they are located. Xerophytes are plants in desert where there's water scarcity. Hydrophytes are plants that grows inside water. Mesophytes are the plants on the land with enough rainfall. While C. Halophytes are plants that grows in salty environment or soil. So option C is the answer to our question 2. Question 3. Which of these biomes is having predominantly tall grasses and scattered trees with thick, flaky barks? A. Tropical rainforest, B. Desert, C. Tundra, D. Guinea savanna. Now, rainforests, the trees are tall and in different layers, forming canopy. So trees are the predominant vegetation in tropical forest. In desert, we hardly see plants, say bare ground with scanty plants, especially near the oasis. Then the tundra, the cold regions, is just like desert as well. Then D is grassland, the savanna, grassland. So when we're talking of grassland, you now have the idea to have the answer to the question. The predominant tall trees with scattered trees with thick, flaky barks. The thick, flaky barks is to withstand the annual fire outbreak, to be able to survive it. So our answer is option D, Guinea savanna. Number 4, which of these food chain is the least amount of energy lost? A, herb to herbivore to carnivore. Herb to herbivore to small carnivore to bigger carnivore. C, herb to herbivore. D, herb to herbivore to carnivore and to omnivore. Now, what is this question trying to test? It's trying to test our understanding whether we know that as energy is being transferred from one level to the other, some of the energy is being lost in form of unusable energy. The law of thermodynamics, especially second law of thermodynamics. So you know that we now know that the longer the food chain, the less, the more energy is being lost along the line. So the terminal organism receives less energy. So from the option given, the shortest food chain is C, herbs to herbivore, and that provides the food chain that has least energy lost. So C is our answer.